Can you get out of debt through a business like Amazon FBA? Today, I'm going to show you the exact steps I took from being in debt, a broke uni student, having no money to my name, to then being able to make consistent income with Amazon FBA, leave my job, and actually have freedom. A few years ago, I was sat in my uni room with rent due, not a lot of money to my name. The only thing I could use after my student finance was an overdraft, and even that was maxed out to the full. And I realized that this is not the life that I want to live. I want to be able to be in control of my finances, be in control of my life. So I decided to start a business, and Amazon FBA was the best one due to its low barrier to entry. Now, you need at least 300, 400 pounds to start. So what I had to do was work a job. I worked a job over the half term that I was out of uni. I stacked up about £1,000 to £2,000. Obviously, I had to clear off my debt first, and then I had about 300, 400 left to start Amazon FBA. And I'm going to show you today how you can start on a budget and clear your debts. The best part was that there was light at the end of the tunnel. In a situation where you have debt, you are struggling financially, and then you're working a job, you just feel like the world is on your shoulders. Everything is so difficult, but being able to know that there's a skill, something that you're learning on the side, something that is scalable, something that can help free you, gives you that light of the end of the tunnel. And this allowed me to then work at my job, put my effort into my job, actually get more money, do some extra shifts and so forth, because I knew that the money was going to go to funding my business. So when you start with £300, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you know what you're doing. The worst thing is, we're starting with a low budget. You don't have a lot of time to fail. So you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. So when I started watching YouTube videos, but the problem with the YouTube videos is that they don't show you everything that you need to know, the small minor details which make the biggest differences. So the first thing you want to do is leverage free information. So for example, the SS University free guide actually goes into detail on what you need to know to start Amazon FBA. It's not generic like most YouTube videos, which won't go into the detail. This one will tell you everything you need to know to actually send in your first product. So use this information to start off. Now, if you have more questions and you want a more step-by-step guide, then make sure to be part of the Discord, where there's a step-by-step guide on how to get your first £100 with Amazon FBA. Now, if you want to kind of learn a bit faster, the best thing to do is invest into the private community, which actually teaches you how you can make your first £100 with Amazon FBA using the tactics that I used, which I'll sort of touch on today anyway in the video, but this is the second option for you, which is a very good option to then making sure that you don't lose any money, especially with a low budget, and have the right learning in place. Now it's time to think about finding your first product. Now, finding your first product is quite a big deal for some people. Even for me as well, my first product was a really, really good product that I sent in, and it sold out really well. I was buying it for around £20, selling it for £55. That helped me get a really, really good start and see the success with this business and where I could take it. So what I would actually recommend when you look for your first product, try and look for something that is quite high in profit. So don't be looking for items which are maybe giving you £1, £2 profit. Try and look for higher selling items, so things that sell for £30, £40, £20, around that price. And this will help you get a bit more profit, make a lot more money back on the money that you're investing, and see a bit more success a bit earlier, so that you can kind of scale up a lot faster rather than getting products that are low amounts of profit. There's not much point doing that, if I'm honest. You want to get out of a bad situation, you've got to take a few more risks, calculated risks, but you also need to attack the right areas. Now, the most important thing is actually knowing what is a good product. So you want to make sure that you use an app called Seller Amp SaaS, and as you can see, you will scan a product. So it has a feature like this where you grab your product, you get the back of the barcode and you scan it, and it will come up with all the information that you need to understand about this product. Now, as you can see, this is selling for £7.99 or £8, and it's actually on Amazon for £17.99. So as you can see, obviously there's a few extra bits of information that, you know, we go through in the private Discord, for example, about nailing that analysis. But in a nutshell, this will tell you all you need to know: your estimated sales, your sale price, your return on your investment. So if we're buying it for £8, we're making £3 profit. That's decent. You know, if you buy 10 of them because it sells 34 times a month, that will be a nice £30 to start off your journey, and you've only would have invested £80. So in that way, we've still got money left out of the 300 to make more money. Now, this model that I'm showing you is called retail arbitrage, and you may have heard of all these different models amongst Amazon FBA. This one is, in my opinion, the best one to start off with a low budget. You've also got online arbitrage, where you're doing similar to this, but you're doing it online by going through online retailers, online websites. But the other methods like wholesale, private label, which is launching your own brand, you want to stay away from as a beginner. You want to focus on the arbitrage, stack up your money, then move on to bigger things later once you see success. But these are the best two to start off with, or this is the best one to start with, because you get a feel for the business as well. You get get to be outside, scanning, analyzing loads of different products. And a lot of the time you're seeing bad and good products, which is good. The more bad products you see, the more good products you're going to find, because you understand this is a bad product, this is a good product, you test it out, and then you go from there. So that's how I would recommend starting on a low budget, and it's the most important thing to note instead of getting distracted by all the other bigger sellers out there. Now, one issue you're going to have when you start is something called gating. Now, loads of people overcomplicate this, but it can be quite easy. All you need to make sure to do is be part of SS University through Discord, and we will help you when you get stuck on gating and ungating. It essentially means you need an invoice to sell the products, especially as a new seller. But all you need to do is basically get 10 items of whatever brand of the product that you want to sell. It needs to be an invoice, not a receipt. You submit it to Amazon and then you refund the product back after. And that's pretty much simply how it works. Don't overcomplicate it. If you need more help, be part of the Discord and we'll help you a bit further. But that is the one issue you're going to face as a beginner, and it's something that you're going to have to live with. One thing with Amazon FBA is there are always problems, but there are always solutions as well. And as you grow, the problems are going to get a lot larger. When you're doing big numbers on Amazon, your problems are going to be a lot bigger. But again, being able to deal with each problem along the way will help build you that confidence and build you that business mentality and mindset that you need to be able to scale and adapt to issues that you face later down the line. So remember, problems always have solutions and you'll be good to go. Now, when it comes to the struggles that I faced as a beginner and struggles that you might face as well, one important thing is risk. Now, as someone who doesn't have a lot of capital, you're clinging onto that as like a last hope and a last ditch. But if I'm honest with you, you need to get rid of that mindset. You need to be in the mindset of course, I'm gonna do it properly, take calculated risks, but you need to understand that you don't have any money right now. You are not in a position to be really overthinking things. Of course, if you have £10,000 you're putting into products, you need to be a bit more smart with it. But when you have £300 and you're putting £100 into a product, take more risks. A lot of my best products were risky. The product that I started with had a slight risk on it, but I took that risk. No other sellers were really taking risks, only one other, and it actually worked out well. So in that instance, that little decision helped me scale from my first £300 to over 2,000. And then that built momentum for me to then scale up a lot quicker and a lot faster than most other new sellers would. So moral of today's video, you have low amount of capital to start with, but you want to start a business, you want time freedom, you want location freedom, you want to be away from your job, you want to be out of debt, you want to get that release from all that pressure that you have. Now, money isn't the be all end all. The one most important thing is having a stress-free life to some extent, and being able to get out of debt and having that off your shoulders. Even if you're earning £2,000-3,000 a month with Amazon FBA, which is very doable, you can be content with that. And I have a lot of students who are content with that, who have hit those goals. Even when I did hit that goal, I was very content, but then obviously I wanted to scale it a bit more. You just need to start today. The worst thing for you to do is keep waiting. You just want to start today, and I've given you the right steps and I'll break it down for you again. If you want to start and you've got a low amount of capital, make sure to grab the SS University free guide. Once you've grabbed the free guide, you want to start looking for your first product by going into your retail shops. Now, if you're still struggling, then you want to join the private Discord where there's a step-by-step guide, video guide on how to make your first £100 with Amazon FBA in a lot more detail. And that's about £30 for a membership, which is not a lot compared to the capital you have and in terms of the reward you're going to get. And then when you've done these, this is how you are going to be able to start to get out of your situation, have something you can work towards, and the future will be bright. Just keep hopeful, keep working hard, and make sure to like and subscribe and check out the free guide and follow the TikTok.